Jefferson County Court at Law number 2 is in session. The court is in session with its jail review docket. First case is cause number 23CCCR 072. Let me do that again. It's cause number 23CCCR 0702. Case is style the state of Texas versus Julio Alejandro Allende. Mr. Allende, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Allende, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Allende, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Allende, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Allende?
All right, how are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Allende, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Laurie Perazo. Attorney Perazo, how are you doing?
Doing well, Your Honor. Thank you.
Ms. Perazo, do you waive a record in Mr. Allende's case?
I do, Your Honor.
The state is represented in this case by Attorney Kobe Hoffpower. Attorney Hoffpower, how are you doing?
Good, Judge, thank you.
Okay. Mr. Allende, I have before me a document that is titled information. This information alleges that you, Julio Alejandro Allende, on or about December 11 of 2022, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of failed to identify fugitive with the intent to give false information. Mr. Allende, do you understand what you have been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to discharge Mr. Allende, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, no contest?
No contest.
Now, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yeah.
Mr. Allende, I also have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments, which is also labeled as State's Exhibit number 1. Do you recognize this document?
Yeah.
On page 2 of this same document, there are a set of initials on a line next to a box that's checked Nolica Tendre. Mr. Allende, did you place your initials on this document?
Yes.
On the next page of the same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes.
On the next document that is titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, do you recognize this document?
Yes.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes.
At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes that's checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement? The second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes.
I also have before me a document on paper that is titled Discovery Certification. Mr. Allende, do you recognize this document?
Yes.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes.
Mr. Allende, before you signed and initialed these documents, did you read the documents?
Yes.
And did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes.
And did you understand everything that she went over? Is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Mr. Allende, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishment, and State's Exhibit number 2, the probable cause affidavit. State, would you like to offer State's Exhibits 1 and 2?
Yes, sir.
No objection.
No objection. State's Exhibits 1 and 2 are admitted. The court will take judicial notice of State's Exhibit number 2, which is in the court's file. Ms. Perazo, you advised and counseled Mr. Allende. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Allende, your attorney, Ms. Perazo, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with her representation?
Yes, sir.
Has she provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes.
Mr. Allende, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial, and I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
What is that agreement?
In exchange for plea of guilty or no contest, state to be recommended 60 days in Jefferson County Jail and court costs In my understanding, depending as credit for 60 days to be time served and we'll tack the tire with full court.
Mr. Linde, the state is offering that you serve 60 days in the Jefferson County Jail. However, you would not have to serve any more time in the Jefferson County Jail in this case because you've already served 60 days in the Jefferson County Jail. Therefore, you will be given the credit for the time that you have already served. The court costs in this case will be taxed and retired. And what that means is you will not have to pay the court costs because the time that you have spent in jail has already paid it off. Therefore, the court costs will be taxed and retired. Mr. Linde, do you understand the state's offer?
Yeah.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yeah.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yeah.
Mr. Linde, I'll follow the plea bargaining agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Linde, this will conclude your case. You're gonna stand next to your attorney, follow the directions of our clerk. Once you finish following the directions of the clerk, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, John.
And you'll be free to go as well, Ms. Razzo.
Thank you.
You're welcome.